Hey, what's up guys, it's ApTreX here. Today we'll be taking a look at the first ever official emulator for iOS devices. I am running Delta Emulator from the App Store and emulating Pokemon Black version. So if I tap on the A button, you'll be able to see that the game actually starts. The day is finally here where we can actually emulate NDS, GBA, SNES, N64, etc. games on our iPhone. Today we'll be also checking out how well does emulation work on the Delta Emulator. So right here, once we open Delta Emulator, you will be able to see that I have loaded some of my Nintendo DS games and I'll be talking you through the setup procedure. So to start off, you'll need to open App Store and search for the Delta Game Emulator. Now this emulator was released just 24 hours ago, so it is very brand new. You can read its features like supported game systems, for example Nintendo Entertainment System, SNES, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS and plenty more are to come in the upcoming updates. So I am hoping someday 3DS emulation might also be possible. Proper controller support has also been provided, so Nintendo Switch Pro controllers, Joy-Cons, even PS4 and PS5 controllers are supported. Anyways, you get the features to add save states, you also get the cheats option and also Delta Sync where you can sync your game save states. Custom controller skins are also provided. We get the option for 3D touch, fast forward and game artwork. I'll showcase everything to you guys. So first of all, once you add the Delta Emulator on your iOS, just go ahead and open it. Now when you open it for the first time, this emulator will be blank. It will ask you to add your games by tapping on the plus button. So let's tap on the plus button and you will get two options to import from iTunes or files. Now if you choose files, then you'll need to import your game files with their proper file extensions. So let's tap on the files option and it will open the file manager on your iPhone where you'll have to go to a folder where you have stored your NDS, GBA or any other system game files. And once you tap on that game file, it will be automatically imported and it will also add the console name at the top. Now if we just go ahead and tap on the settings icon, you'll be able to see that we get control presets, so we can set up to 4 controller presets. We also have controller skins. For DS, you will be able to see there is pink skin, which I'm not really a fan of, but you should be able to add your own controller skins by tapping on the plus button. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Let's just head back. You also have the option to add controller skins for all these consoles. In terms of controller opacity, you can go all the way up to 100% or 40 to 50%, which I do recommend you guys. In terms of game audio, if your device is silenced, game audio will not work, so I do recommend you guys to turn off this option so that even if you are in silent mode, your game audio should be played. You can also customize the haptic feedback. We have the Delta Sync service which I talked about. You can sync your save states and save data. Now if we tap on the home screen shortcuts, you will be able to see recently played games option has been enabled. So these games will appear as shortcut. If we head back, here are some of the credits to the developers, and for Nintendo DS, Melon DS will be used. And you'll need to note that if you want to emulate Nintendo DS on the Delta Emulator, you'll also need to import the BIOS files like I have done right here. BIOS 7, BIOS 9 and firmware will be required only if you want to emulate DS games on Delta Emulator. Anyways, Melon DS has been used as the core for Nintendo DS emulation. We'll just go ahead and tap on the done button. Now once you have set up everything and imported your games, if you just go ahead and hold a game icon, you will be able to find that the game will automatically start, but we'll also get some options down below where you will be able to rename the game name, change the artwork, change controller skin, share it, add save states, import save file or export save file. Now you also get the option to delete it. Nonetheless, let's just go ahead and try out New Super Mario Bros. So right here, once you open the game, it will instantaneously start. Now you might be wondering where actually is the back button. So if you want to go back to main menu, you will have to swipe from the middle. Now it takes some amount of tries. It would be great if they just add an back button at the top left corner, but that's not present here. So you'll need to swipe from the bottom to get this overlay where you can add a save state, add cheat codes, fast forward the game or hold buttons. I'll enable the fast forward mode so we can get through the gameplay a bit quicker, and you will be able to see that the game is about to start. Now if we just go ahead and change our orientation to portrait mode, we will get bigger screens, so that's pretty cool. Well, if there was a bit more optimization, then I would really appreciate it. For example, you should be able to rearrange the screen layout just like we do in Citra 3DS Emulator. Unfortunately, that option is not present yet, but also in the portrait mode, swipe from bottom doesn't work properly. As you might be able to see, it requires multiple tries, so the emulator needs some optimizations. Let's just go ahead and try out Pokemon Heart, which is one of the best fan-made games ever created. Let's touch to start, so touch also works properly, which is pretty cool. Now I do think that there should have been an option to increase the speed of fast forward by a little bit more, because this speed is still not that great. So now is the moment of truth. How well does these games work on the Delta emulator? Now, as these are not newer consoles, emulating these games on iOS devices should be very easy. I have seen people emulate Nintendo Switch games on iOS with 30 FPS stable. So if you have an iPhone 12, 11, then you should be good to go. You don't really need an iPhone 15 Pro Max, but I am waiting for the time when there will be 3DS emulators for iOS devices. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. Be sure to subscribe because there are a lot more iOS emulators to be released on the App Store, like PPSSPP, PS2 emulators and much more. That's going to be it for today's video though. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.